Here we have Passing Bayou, and this lovely mare has been off the track for just about a year now. She was actually bought right off the track by someone who lives really close by to me in a neighboring town, and we share the same farrier. And she's now expecting a child, and so this was the last horse to come into her herd. So of course, the last one in is going to, of course, be the one that gets the boot when you're short on time and energy because you're about to have a baby. But anyway, we share a farrier, and my farrier actually really likes this mare. And so he recommended that she get in touch with me about her, and she did, and I agreed. I thought she was lovely, so here she is. So she has been restarted. I mean, she's had numerous rides over the past year. I shouldn't say numerous rides. She's had consistent riding over the past year. She she had her first ride here today, and she's so funny. She has a really sweet personality, but when I rode her today, and I was sort of like, okay, obviously you know how to walk, trot, canter around the ring. But I'm not going to ride you so much like a hunter. I'm going to ask you to sort of come through a little bit and get connected with me. And she was, for a minute, she was just kind of like, you're ruining my day. It was funny. She didn't do anything bad at all, but at one point I saw her like in the video and I watched it back. She was eyeballing the camera like, why are we doing this? Please rescue me. So she was just a hilarious mare. I like a horse with a big personality. She has absolutely no naughty behavior whatsoever, but just a little bit of she's a mare. She has an opinion about things, and you can't just, you know, you can't just boss her around. You have to negotiate a little bit, but it's well worth the negotiation because she is a lovely mover. She does move very huntery to me, but I think she could be successful in any discipline. She has a fabulous canter. And again, she was funny in the canter because I think this is probably the first time someone has sat there and said, I need you to sit down and use your hind legs a little bit. And at first she was like, you want me to do what? But she got it really nicely, and it's quite a fantastic canter. So this mare is a 16 two-hand 5-year-old. She's really lightly raced. She only had 12 starts. Her last start was in February of 2025. So yeah, she's just about exactly a year post-track. She's by Chit 2, which I'm probably saying that wrong, so apologies. And she's out of a flatter mare, and I just absolutely love flatter. I love flat outs. Anything out of the flatter line is one of my favorites. So she's a well-bred mare, and I'm very happy to have her. I have a thing going right now with chestnuts. I have a whole bunch of lovely chestnuts, and I have two really lovely chestnut mares. For whatever reason, chestnut mares are just my favorite type of mare. I tend to get on pretty well with them. So this is just her first ride here. We are just sort of learning each other. When you're riding a mare, especially, you have to just sort of take a pause, take a beat, and understand that you are both getting to know each other. It's not just with the gelding, it can be a little bit of just getting on and being like, okay, come on, and clucking and kicking and saying, here we go, we're doing this. But with the mare, it's definitely a little bit more of a negotiation. But the two mares I have right now are really talented ladies, and so they are well worth all the negotiating that they would like to have. So her canter is quite fantastic. She was funny in the canter. She is a little bit more of a kick ride. This is her first ride here, so of course I'm sure she has a little bit of nervous energy, so she's being a bit more forward than she normally would be. But I could tell in the canter, like here, she broke out of the canter. She broke out of the canter a whole bunch of times. So the pro side to that is it was a wonderful opportunity to work on a ton of canter transitions. So I did spend some time sort of, I'm sure I was irritating her, but making the point clear that, you can't just break out of the canter whenever you want to. You have to continue on until you're asked to trot. And she did get that. It took a little bit, but she got it. So she's definitely a bit more of a leg ride, though. I mean, the second that I sort of stop insisting that she go forward, she wants to come down to the trot, which is great. I mean, nobody wants to feel like they're on a runaway train. So it's nice to feel like, leg, 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 and then you let up and they're happy to come back for you. So I always find that to be the better of two evils. Who cares if you gotta help them figure out that they actually have to stay cantering until you ask them to stop. That's a great problem to have, in my opinion, especially on a young green horse. So she actually is pretty even left and right. I think actually maybe to the left. She's maybe a little bit more naturally bending to the right. To the left, she was wanting to fall on her inside shoulder a little bit in the far corner of the ring. So there's another example of she fell out of the right canter. No surprise that it's after we go by the gate. So then here we are. We did probably 2 dozen canter transitions in this ride. And so this is towards the end of the ride. So she's done a whole bunch of canter transitions. So now actually they're getting pretty good. That was a nice depart into the right canter. She is funny. So anyway, I thought she was lovely. I think she's really talented. She's got this big, beautiful face. She's got enough chrome on her to make her really noticeable. Very sweet personality. Um, not grumpy at all about anything. And I think she's quite special, and she's going to be well worth the time to get her fully on board with my plan.